Hey everybody, welcome back to DIY Boomboxes in Texas. I'm sorry I haven't done a video in about 3 weeks. If you've been keeping up with the news, especially those of you overseas, the news in Texas, a lot in the United States were hit with a terrible ice storm and winter storm. And down here where I live in Southeast Texas, we're not really used to that kind of weather. The weather normally never gets below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe 30 degrees Fahrenheit once in a while. I don't know what that is Celsius. Y'all have to translate that. So anyway, it got down to about 11 degrees Fahrenheit and the power went out. The grid went down. A lot of people lost water and everything. And let me see if I can find Duke real quick. So anyway, so I got a lot of projects I'm working on right now. So I'll be doing some new videos coming up real soon. But the one I'm doing today is one that I've had requested several times, especially on my Facebook page. And if you're not a member, I ask you to please join at I Love All Things Radio and Audio. That's my Facebook group. And they want to know, a lot of guys, like myself, they build these and they ship them out of the country. I mean, out of the country. They ship them across the state, across the country. Some even ship them out of the country. And there's a right way and a wrong way to box these up. Now, the main thing I'm going to tell you is, and you see me in the videos, and I'm going to be doing a video real soon on the Dynomat again, is the area you put your battery in, you want to cut the mat out. You don't want the battery attached to the mat, because the mat can pull away from the wall and the battery will start dancing around. Here comes Duke. Hello, Duke. So secure your battery with the heavy duty Velcro. I've got some videos on that, but make sure it's not attached to the sound deadening mat itself. You want to cut that area out where the battery goes, and you're going to get a lot better adhesion because the box may get turned upside down. Another trick I'll tell you guys is don't write fragile or put arrows on the box, because for some reason they tend to treat those boxes worse. So you don't want to attract attention to your box. I've tried that, and I had one box that was almost crushed. It destroyed the build. I completely had to rebuild it and ended up losing money on that one. But the customer's happy, and that's all that matters to me. Now this one here, you saw this one in my last videos. We're going to be shipping this one. This one is dual powered, so this is the charger that's going to be charging the battery, still brand new in the box. I didn't take it out of the box because I have several battery chargers here that I used to charge my own projects, to test projects. I tested this one. That's the main other thing, guys and gals. Before you send your project out, make sure everything works. Check all the switches, the connectors, the fuses. Make sure your charging ports work. This one has a charging port and it's got a power supply. So make sure the power supply is working as well. The best way you can do it is in a real quiet room. When you plug in the power supply, you're going to hear that relay click. And that means the relay is disconnecting the battery and you're on power supply power. Turn it on, make sure everything works. Because the last thing you want is your customers to get a box that looks beautiful but doesn't work. It's going to make them upset. You'd have to pay for them to ship it back. That's going to end up costing you your profits. And plus, you don't want to make the customers upset, because you want them to show their friends and their neighbors and hopefully get some more sales. I actually have a town about 30 miles from here, and in one of the cul-de-sacs of the neighborhood, and for those of you who don't know, a cul-de-sac is a street that dead ends, and it's kind of like a circle, and the houses are all in a circle around the dead end street. That's called a cul-de-sac. I'm sure they call it other things in other countries. But on that one cul-de-sac in that neighborhood, I have 5 builds on that one street. Reason is because one guy decided to get one, and then his neighbors all liked it and they bought one. So I made quite a bit of money just on that one street. So just something to think about in the future. Okay, let's get back to this. What we're going to do here is get ready to box this up. Make sure you have a box that will fit it. You don't want the build to be exactly in the box, because you're going to want to put padding all the way around it. Don't use styrofoam peanuts. They're messy, they're not environmentally friendly, and they tend to shift around in motion, and your box will tend to get shifted around in there as well. They don't fit tight like bubble wrap. We're going to use bubble wrap, but you got to be real careful using bubble wrap, especially when your box is painted like this. And I'm going to explain that. This is just an old card table I bought from Amazon. You can see it's got rips and tears in it. This is what I set my paint booth on, so I'm not worried about this table getting hurt. I do have this big cut mat right here. You can order these from Amazon or art supplies, and your X-Acto knife will cut into it, but not cut through to your table, so it protects your table. And then you can get these in all kinds of sizes. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the box ready. So let me move this out of the way. Not this box, but the cardboard box. Now, the thing about shipping, especially if you're going to ship with UPS, which I ship strictly, boy, say that 3 times fast, with UPS, because I have a UPS box. The UPS store is literally blocks from where I live, and it's very convenient. But with UPS, they charge you more by the size of the box than they do the weight. The post office, or the United States Postal Service, is just the opposite. They tend to charge you more for weight than they do the size of the box. But you still want to find that happy medium. Now this box here probably weighs close to 30 pounds. Sorry guys, I don't know what that means. That's in metric. You'll have to convert it. So in the what do they call it? The crown system, or the American system of measurement, it's about 30 pounds. Y'all have to convert that to stones or whatever, kilograms, however y'all do it. So anyway, this box here I like to use. This is perfect for the small to medium builds, the 50 cal and the fat 50s. This is a 16 3/8. Let me turn it over. By 12 5/8 and 12 5/8. I found this box is perfect. It'll also work for the 40 millimeters. You can put them in diagonally, and they'll also fit. So it's a good sized box. Actually, I take that back. There's one size bigger you need for the 40 millimeter. I don't think the 40 millimeter will fit in this, but so what we're going to do is, one thing you are going to need, and I don't know what I did with mine. Oh, you're going to need some tape. Go ahead and invest in a tape gun. Let me see what my camera's looking at. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let me back this up a little bit. Go ahead and invest in a good tape gun. They're less than $10. Especially instead of just dealing with a roll of tape and trying to tape it. This is so much easier. So much easier. And use good quality tape. Don't use cheap tape. If you have a U-Haul, if you're in the United States and you have a U-Haul dealership near you, this is where I bought this. Walmart sells them. Any office supply sells them. So get a good tape gun. So this is the bottom right here. Now I get my boxes from a local place called Half Price Boxes. I used to get them from U-Haul. Walmart sells boxes. Home Depot sells boxes. I think Lowe's sells boxes. So don't go out behind a grocery store and get a grocery store box. Those boxes are not made for shipping. They're made just to carry groceries in different containers. So these boxes here are made to be shipped, and they're moving boxes, and they're thicker, and they work better. They have real thick sides, and it keeps you from getting your product damaged. And let's see what we're looking at here. I'm going to need to pull back a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tape up this box. What I do first is I go ahead and do the seam down the middle first and push the sides together to make sure the box is even. And just go ahead and put one seam in the middle. And that's good. Now we're going to put a seam on each side, because this is the bottom. This is the part that's going to blow out. If anything's going to blow out. So, go ahead and put the tape on the edge there, about halfway on at a 45-degree angle. Go ahead and put that on there. Go ahead and put that on there. Fold down your sides. Now, you want to put a little bit of padding in the bottom. Now, let me show you guys what you can do. This is the bubble wrap that we're going to use, and it works really good. And what you can do is you can take a layer of this And go ahead and fold it in half, and go ahead and put that down in the bottom. And that's going to protect your box from any big shock. Now we're going to have it wrapped in bubble wrap as well, but this just gives a little bit extra cushion right there. So we'll go ahead and move this out of the way. Now, real important, if your box is painted, and even if it's not, even if, now you guys do powder coating, I'm sure the same thing applies. Don't hold me to that. I don't do powder coating. I use spray paint out of a can, but I learned the hard way that if you put the bubble wrap directly against this paint, what will happen is the paint is petroleum based, and so is the bubble wrap. They're going to stick to each other, and when you cool off the bubble wrap, you're going to have little circles all indented in your paint, and it's going to ruin your paint job. So what we get around that is different ways. I know that some places sell this foam that you can use to pack your dishes in when you move. What I buy is just like tissue paper, and I'm going to go ahead and get a layer over here. This is newsprint, blank. It's just the same thing as a newspaper. Now, I don't know about using a newspaper. I wouldn't because of the ink. So, again, moving supply places will sell this, and you can also use this packing paper. But this is called blank newsprint. That's what they call this. Maybe you'll order online. So I go ahead and get a couple, about 3 sheets together, and we're going to use this to protect the paint job on the box. So what we're going to do, I'm going to set it on like this. I want the seam on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this. And don't worry about turning your box upside down, because if you seared the battery, you'll be fine. And go ahead and take your tape, like that. Now we're going to go ahead and fold it down, like that. And we'll go ahead and fold this over. Make sure all the paint is covered. We had a little blowout over here, so we're going to fix that in just a minute here, because that's exposed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold this up. Yeah, I've never done this on camera. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of tape all the way around. And around that seam there. The other reason we put the seam on the bottom, we want to know where the top of the box is, because we're going to pack the box right side up for its journey. So, all right, now this is strictly to protect the paint. This is not going to do anything for cushioning. So don't just wrap it in paper, stick it in the box. This does nothing but protect the paint. The bubble wrap is what we're going to use next. So you can buy this in smaller quantities. I go ahead and buy a big roll of it. It's not real cheap, but it's not real expensive either. And I go ahead and set it out like this, and go ahead and roll it around like this. I'm just going to roll it in the bubble wrap. Just going to do a couple layers. Alright, we got a seam on the bottom. Actually on the side, so we're going to take our X-Acto knife and go ahead and you don't want it too big, and it's not going to fit in your box. Alright, now that's right side up. And let's go ahead and start taping it. What is it, the handle sticking out a little bit? That's okay. We're good to go. Got something caught up in my bubble wrap there. Oh, that's the switch. The switch is sticking out. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer on top of that just because of that switch sticking out like that, just to protect it. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer. Just like that. Alright, now we're gonna just like wrapping a present, we're gonna fold these sides in, put some tape across. Go ahead and now, get this side done. What we're doing is we're just putting a real big cushion around this whole box. That way if something does bump the sides, it's protected. Alright, there's the bottom, there's the top. Alright, now get ready to put it in the box. So, now I'm going to show you guys a little tip here. Now, number one, we're not going to put it in there left to right. We're going to put it in at an angle. Just like that. I got almost too much bubble wrap in there. There we go. Now, what we want to do is, we got our accessories to fit. We're going to push them down in there like that. Come on now. I should have used a bigger box. Room for this. You know what? I'm going to take the charger of this box. It'll be a lot easier to pack. Oh, I didn't do that before. Go. What we're going to do is we're going to charger in there, leave it wrapped in this plastic. Push everything down. Alright. Now she's in there, all padded. And don't worry about the cardboard on the chart, it's not going to hurt it. And this is all padded as well. Let's get this bubble wrap out of the way. We're done with it. Now the box is bulging a little bit. We can fix that. We're gonna push it all together. Main thing is make sure your chargers are in the box. You guys do the radios. Your antenna is gonna stick out a little bit. You gotta take the antenna off. Make sure they put the antenna, the instructions, whatever, in the box. All right, we're gonna fold up the flaps. Tell you what, we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna take one more little layer of bubble wrap. We're going to put one little layer right across the top there. That way if anything gets set on the top of the box, it's going to be okay. Alright, now. See how I'm pushing the sides in? It's wanting to bulge out a little bit. It's okay. We're going to get it. So go ahead and get your tape gun ready. It's a tight fit. That's what you want. Alright, push this side in some. And put the tape on it. I'm going to put some extra tape on this side to bulge a little bit. I did put a little bit too much bubble wrap, but that's okay. I'm going to put another layer across the top. And we're going to put another layer over here. Now the reason you want it tight in the box is because you want the box and the radio to move as one unit. You don't want the radio or your Bluetooth speaker bouncing around in the box because the vibration is what's going to knock things loose. As long as it stays solid like that, you're good to go. And you just take this to your post office or UPS, or if you prefer FedEx, you can ship it FedEx. And that's basically it. This is ready to go. And they're just going to put the label on there. Again, I bought some of these stickers, fragile stickers. From what I've found is they tend to treat the boxes a little worse. I've even had people who work for these shipping companies tell me they treat them worse because it's kind of like giving them the finger. that you don't think they're careful about putting Fragile on there. They're drawing arrows. Like I said, I had one with arrows and Fragile, and the box looked crushed when I got it back. The customer was very, very unhappy. So like I said, sometimes hiding in plain sight's the best way to go. Anyway, guys, it's not too heavy. It weighs about 25, 30 pounds. But that is how you pack up a box for shipping. It works for any size box. I'll show you right here. I've got one of my next projects. I've got a 40 millimeter that I'm working on. Let me get a little closer. And this one is going to be shipped to California from Texas. So I'm going to do the same thing, but obviously I'm going to use a much larger box, and I'm going to set it in at an angle to protect it. So here's kind of a preview of coming attractions. I haven't tried these speakers before. These are going to be the Rockville speakers. I think they're got a really cool look. I painted them silver. They come white and black. And can't wait to hear how those sound. Oh yeah, there we go. Play a pachinko with the speaker grills. That's real good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. You can get to see my bloopers. And y'all have a good day. Hope this helps people on shipping their boxes out. And we'll see you next time.